When it comes to branded communications, there are many ways of making an impact. It could be something that makes you cry, it could be something that just seems a little bit poignant, but sometimes it can be a little bit funny. Well, two people who know about getting funny messages into branded communications and advertising is Teddy and Jonathan Lynn. I'll start with Teddy first because you've got an agency that this is at the essence of what you do.
It is. We have a little agency, and we make branded content for a whole variety of brands, and we know that if you can get an audience to laugh at something, they will remember you and remember you fondly. And so while it's really hard, it's worth trying to do.
Jonathan, you are a film director, writer, all sorts. You've worked in the comedy field for years. What have you been able to tell your son about getting it right, getting the tone right, the gambles, the dangers?
I think he's got it all by osmosis. He was a PA on my first film, which was called Clue, when he was 11. I didn't make him a PA, the producer did, because he was so helpful around the set. And he's been around on most of my films and TV shows, and he knows about comedy.
So what are the pitfalls? I'll see which one of you picks this up first, but what are the pitfalls and what are the pros of getting comedy into these sort of things?
He's taught me one thing, really, which is there is no way to know if something's funny or not until you try it. And so you have to test it. Doesn't matter how painful that is as a creative director or a director, and we always fight against testing things. But you have to test it because otherwise there's no way of knowing it's funny. And it's only funny if people laugh.
It's the way you test. I mean, everything's always been tested in comedy. Broadway plays, West End plays, they have pre-London tours and previews. Films have test screenings. It's essential. Because the audience is the final arbiter. If the audience laughs, it's funny. If the audience doesn't laugh, it's not funny.
When we look at marketing, there's that desire to kind of get the message global so that things travel around the world. Comedy doesn't always travel it, and it's not even a linguistic thing. Sometimes you can hear an American comedian that a Brit won't like, and vice versa. Where are the dangers in that space?
I mean, I think context is really important, and an audience has to recognize what your characters are doing in order to find it funny, and different cultures and different languages make recognition tougher. The ways you get around that are to find really sort of central human characteristics. And if you can do it without language, even better for being global. But with every constraint you put on it, it's harder to be really funny.
All the great silent comedians were completely internationally admired. Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, Laurel and Hardy, many of them, Harold Lloyd. Language is what makes it culturally difficult sometimes to cross boundaries.
In terms of what you would be telling brands here at Cannes Lions, how do you convince them that actually this is a route that they should consider?
I think we actually sometimes have to convince them not to consider it. I think brands get it wrong a lot, and the pitfall, the danger of being wrong is huge. If you cause offense, you do serious harm. So what we're trying to do as we talk about comedy today is help them mitigate risk. They need to be brave to be funny, but they need to test things. They need to understand context. They really need to understand characters and make people love their characters. And they've got to be really honest.
Give us examples of what you think are really good examples of comedy and ones that you think maybe they should have looked at that again. Slight name and shame.
Are you talking about ads or are you talking about movies?
Particularly ads.
So,
seeing as this is the audience we're looking at.
I mean, I think there have been brilliant and very winning campaigns here that are really funny. Dumb Ways to Die was an amazing animated campaign that took a very serious subject and made it really funny and playful. There are legendary campaigns like the Hamlet cigar campaign, which ran for decades in Britain, which basically traded on the embarrassment and pain of people. There's a great campaign by AT&T in the US at the moment about things that aren't okay, that makes fun of people in really difficult situations. And I think, but it's always fewer and far between than you think. When you look for really great, funny campaigns, there aren't many, and a few rise to the top.
Jonathan, Teddy, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm James Wright and thanks for watching Marketing Media Money. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thanks for watching.